Welcome back to Rogers Place as After Hours continues after a nail-biting win on the part of the Edmonton Oilers, joined by Kris Knoblauch and Louie Debrusk. And, well, it is always tough when you go into overtime, considering that's how the previous game went. What did you think of how your team took care of things tonight after 60 minutes?
Yeah, in the overtime, I thought it went really well, where we had 4 good shifts. Guys building it up. It started with Leon O'Connor first shift, Nugent Hopkins, Roslovic the next one, and then Mangiapane and Podkolzin almost scored and had a good chance with Ekholm. And, you know, that's the way overtime is. If you can wear the team down, you can hold down the puck, and they had a couple guys that couldn't change, and they were just tired. And if you're defending 3-on-3, there's a lot of ice that if you're tired, it's tough to defend.
Yeah, it's all about possession, right? And you guys did a great job of maintaining that. Even once you turned it over, you hustled to get it back, and then you just wore them down. Pretty hard-fought game tonight, though, by a young Hawks team, but you guys found a way to pull it out.
Yeah, Chicago's got an exciting team. Obviously, you see their 2 top centermen who are very exciting offensively, but a lot of optimism with that organization. I think, especially with their defense that are coming up, they've got so many young, athletic, puck-moving defensemen who can all defend. So their future looks very promising.
100th coaching win for you in the NHL. Congratulations from all of us. But when you look back at where this kind of got started after your hockey playing career kind of came to an end, and then you ended up in Prince Albert, and away you went. What would you have thought back then about where you are now?
Well, I hardly recognize that guy.
Look at that young guy.
Yeah, how I got that job. I was playing professional hockey in Europe, and I got a call from Roy Stasiak, who was the former general manager when I was for the Kootenay Ice. And, I didn't get that job. That was in Lethbridge, and then it kind of got me interested in, okay, maybe I'll get to coaching. And then I had an interview with Peter Anholt, and I know that interview went terrible, but fortunately I got that job, and I don't know if anyone else wanted it, but that's where I got my start in coaching. It was, it was only 1 year in Prince Albert, and then I moved on to Kootenay. But I learned a lot because you think you know a lot about coaching. You've played hockey for a long time, and you get there and you're like, oh, there's so much that I don't know.
Well, this is the journey in your career path to the National Hockey League. You started in Prince Albert, Kootenay, and then, you know what, the East came calling. The Erie Otters and Connor McDavid, you first met up with him there, and then the Philadelphia Flyers assistant coach, and then the Hartford Wolfpack. You were the head coach for the Wolfpack from 2019 to 23, and the Edmonton Oilers. But East and West, I mean, you've got all of North America almost covered there. Going back and forth east and west, but you go where the job is. But at the same time, you had to kind of say yes to certain jobs too. I think it's safe to say you picked the right career path.
It's obviously worked out for me, and I'm very blessed and very happy with my time and being all the journeys, all the places, all the stops that I had. I've enjoyed a lot of it, the organizations that I worked with and the people I worked with. And, I do feel very fortunate to be here in Edmonton coaching because, one, I've got a great team. Here in Edmonton is kind of feels like my second home. I grew up in Saskatchewan, but I've spent so much time here in Edmonton. And to be able to be on this ride as head coach here at this organization, it's, I'm pretty lucky. Awesome.
Jack Roslovic and some of your players actually were talking about how they were sort of living through Game 7 of the World Series. When there should be no cheering, there was cheering because of what the Jays were doing, eventually losing in extra innings. And, it must bring back some memories of what a great journey it is to get that far, but not end up with this success. How do you kind of categorize these experiences for you and your team?
I think, well, first of all, let's talk about Blue Jays and what a wonderful ride that was, and watching that, and I got really involved. And I remember the last time the Blue Jays were in a run, it was in '93, and I remember I remember it clearly because I remember driving a grain truck for my neighbors, the Bodies, and listening to it on the radio. Wow. And obviously they're winning, and it was exciting. And I was probably 16, 17 years old at the time. And then seeing what's going on here with the Blue Jays this year has been a great ride, and obviously very heartbreaking for them. We've been through that, and they're so close to, I saw that one highlight of the hit to the wall, and the two outfielders running into each other, and if that just drops, or they've got it once. So, and it's so close. It's a fine line of winning and losing, and they're going to always remember the Dodgers being the champions and the best team, but they're just fraction. Things go other ways just by luck or chance, whatever it is, and it's the stories. The endings are totally different.
It's the toughest thing about the sport, isn't it? There's a winner and there's a loser in that final game, and unfortunately for your team, you've lost it twice. But it was a great journey to get there twice. 2 years ago, this is Connor McDavid after the game. He had won the Conn Smythe, but he didn't go out on the ice to receive the trophy. And you have some experience with Connor in a situation like this. I mean, that just goes to show you how devastating it is for these players, and yourself included. But not going out on the ice, what do you have to say about that?
Well, you can look at the look on his face, and for him to put on a proud face and go out and accept an award that he has no interest in. Like he wants to be with his teammates, and I saw that kind of similar situation in junior hockey in 2015. He was 17-year-old. He was the best player in the league by far. He was the MVP of the playoffs, and we lost in the final to the Oshawa Generals, and he was awarded the MVP, and he went out and accepted it. But it was a difficult situation just because of you want to be with your teammates. You're absolutely devastated that you didn't win the championship. That's junior hockey, and now you ramp it up much more with the NHL Stanley Cup. So it would be a very difficult thing to go out there and put on a proud face and win or accept that. So I definitely understand how he felt.
We always talk about the players and how they handled it. You have to be the voice of reason as the head coach. How did you handle it, the 2 losses in the last 2 years, and how did you get yourself ready for this season?
It's tough because you put so much time and effort into this, and I've been only here for a part of it. These guys have been doing it for 10 or. I think Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, he's been working at it for 13 years with the organization, and it's a tough one. But thinking about it, holding on to it it doesn't help you. You gotta grieve for a little while and then just move on and enjoy your time at the rink and the teammates, and try and enjoy your next journey. I remember being in university hockey and getting so excited about winning a championship, CIS Cup with the Golden Bears, and we'd get so close, and we were expected to win, and we didn't, and I held on to that grudge for so long. And it doesn't help anybody. So, I try and encourage the guys to, as painful it is, try and let it go. And, obviously that's easier said than done. And hopefully everyone has another opportunity to do it.
What's it like? It doesn't matter what level you're at in sport. You end up having star or superstar players on your team. You have at least 2. What is it like to be speaking to these 2 in a game, on the ice, off the ice, and helping them, and you lead the way?
Well, one, I'm very fortunate to be coaching star quality players. To have 2 talents like that on the team is not any coach gets that opportunity, and a lot of coaches never have that opportunity to have players like that. And here I got 2 of them, and ironically I've had Connor twice, where some coaches have never done it. So that's one thing. Just having that talent is incredible. But the other part of it is even better, is the fact that they want to be coached, they want to get better, because they've won awards, and yes, they want to be the best player every night. And I'm sure the MVP, the Hart trophies feel good, but they ultimately want the team to be better and have more success, because they have their eyes on the ultimate prize, and they are willing to get better every day. And as a coach, you want that leadership, and because it carries over with everybody else, and they see 2 players that are as skilled as they are, but still want to get better every day. And I don't know, you guys have watched all our practices, and they come and they're our hardest working guys every day. They don't take a day off when, you know, they might have played 20 or 25 minutes the night before, but they want to get something out of that practice.
First time we had you on the show, your family was still in Hartford. They're with you now and reunited. So here's a quick shot of your family. How awesome is it for, number one, to be back here with you in Edmonton, but also an extension for you for 3 years, so you know you're going to be here for some time?
This is tough to see the family, and trying to not tear up because I know the sacrifices they've made, and we saw the map of all the times we've moved, and it's not. It is a little bit difficult for me moving from place to place, but for my family, the sacrifices that they make, I'm incredibly grateful for them.
The real stars. Thanks, Kris.
Yes. Wife Autumn, son Merrick, and daughter Emery. Congratulations to you and the entire Knoblauch family.